Welcome to Overwatch. This time, we'll be looking at Zarya.
Together we are strong.
Zarya, unveiled at PAX, is a complete newcomer to the roster. In this video, we'll delve into her equipment, abilities, and the playstyle Zarya promotes. Afterwards, we'll look into why a world-class weightlifter has decided to come carry her ass in Overwatch. She was available for us to try at the February 26th press event, so happily I can speak from my own experience, as well as analysis on where she fits into the larger scope of the game. Zarya is our aggressive tank option. The core fundamental to her is that she gains power the more effective she is at her role, and also helps provide an option to deal with the more agile and close-range opponents such as Tracer. I'll also apologise ahead of time, this video has been made with rather limited footage, so do indulge me while I play screenshots and repeat the video quite often. Zarya's key weapon is her particle cannon. This behemoth of a weapon is a mid-range constant stream of damage that gives you about 5 seconds of sustained fire before reloading. An easy to use weapon that requires a little more finesse than Winston's with more potential reward. More on this later. To add to her versatility, Zarya's particle cannon can fire out grenades, using 25 ammo per shot, thus giving her a total of 4. These explode on impact, dealing damage in an area, giving the option to either have a focused single target beam or deal damage to clustered enemies. The observant amongst you might have noticed her peculiar aiming reticle. This ties into her particle barrier, which she can raise on herself as a temporary personal shield, giving her roughly 200 more hit points. When this shield takes damage, the number in the reticle increases, which is linked to her weapon's damage. The higher the number, the more damage she deals. In short, hitting Zarya makes her hit back harder. So the clever of you might be thinking the solution is not to hit Zarya, which is kind of bad for a tank. Except for Zarya's final normal ability, her projected barrier, which places a temporary shield on an ally, and that also has the effect of increasing her damage. Zarya can shield herself and someone else at the same time, helping her build weapon charge. Her ultimate, in my opinion, is a thing of beauty. The Graviton Surge is a launched particle that pulls enemies in towards it, dealing small amounts of damage. While this on its own isn't the most dramatic ultimate, it sets targets up perfectly for her alternate fire, for Pharah's rockets and barrage, for Tracer's pulse bomb, and for, well, anyone to mow down the now vulnerable enemies.
Gravity kills.
In short, shield yourself and someone else while fighting, deal increasing damage in either a single focus beam or spread it around in an area, and eventually set up the enemy to get destroyed in a spectacular combo. Taken together, where does this place Zarya in the team? I see her as more of the aggressive tank option. The protection she offers is limited, as she has to stand right in front of people to block shots with her own shield, and can only shield one other person with her ability. But to contrast this, she can deal more raw damage output than her fellow tanks. She's an excellent option for dealing with characters like Tracer and Reaper. Shield your vulnerable targets and Tracer's agility is rendered moot as you either fire explosives or a constant stream to track her. I distinctly remember watching someone try to fight our weightlifting pro as Tracer and crying out in frustration, "How do I kill her?" as she was just mowed down. Without a pulse bomb, Zarya is a fantastic solution to a well-played Tracer. I'll also mention now that there is a rather fun, powerful combo that I like to call the Shield Sisters combo. Two Zaryas shielding each other can raise their own shields once popped, making it very difficult to take them down. It sacrifices a little damage for your team, her output can be good but it's not as good as straight assault classes, but it can be an excellent solution to a team running Tracers and McCrees. Play Zarya if you like some bang in your tanks. Reinhardt hits hard but is limited by range. Winston irritates people to death until he rages out. Zarya, on the other hand, can deal consistent damage that only gets stronger. The best way to protect your team, after all, is to kill the buggers shooting at them. If you like wombo combos, a lot of people know by now that I like talking team play with Overwatch, and Zarya's ultimate is built for a flashy combo. Get friends on comms and link your ultimate with any kind of area of effect. The results are spectacular. If you like leading from the front, Zarya absolutely needs to be taking hits to be effective. Manage your shields, keep them on cooldown while in combat, and show the tiny babies on your team how a real woman fights. And you like looking like a total boss. One of my favourite things with this release was a speculation thread after she was teased. As someone who knew what was coming, kudos go to Blizzard for being absolutely right in how people clearly don't see enough of this body type. I don't think anyone even considered it was going to be a woman. Best part? She still looks feminine enough to be instantly recognisable as one when not just a silhouette. Considering one of the few credible complaints against the game was there's not enough female variation in body types, I think Blizzard have knocked it out the park here. So, what makes a world-class weightlifter rush to battle? The simple answer? Duty. I unfortunately don't have the official story in front of me, so I'm pulling this from memory. If you want to read more, I'm sure it's on their website by now. Zarya, one of Russia's greatest athletes, was enjoying an incredible career in weightlifting. Building up accolades, she was preparing to enshrine herself in the history books with a major gold medal victory when her career had to pause when an Omnium, an automated factory that builds robots, sprang to life in Siberia. As Omniums were the heart of production in the Omnic Crisis, a massive war against machines, this proved to be something of a problem. Dropping everything, Zarya rushed home to join the battle and protect her people, leading the charge from the front line and putting her strength to work fighting against the machine hordes. Since then, Zarya has resumed an active combat role, acting as an inspiring figure, helping those she can and pulling her comrades forward. Ultimately, Zarya plays into the semi-cliched Soviet hero of the people. A dutiful protector of her home and the people who share it, she plays heavily on the idea of inspiring through actions and deeds rather than words, of leading from the front, and of offering a hand back to anyone that wants to join her. We again see this idea of duty being explored in the story, contrasting to Reinhardt's noble pseudo-crusade or Farah's military sense of obligation. Instead here, duty means being loyal to your home and your fellow man and woman. Out of everyone so far introduced, Zarya is the inspiration of the common person, someone who's been placed on posters in stark reds and yellows, the kind of competitor who only competed because it would win glory for her home, not for her own personal stake. On the opposite side of this unification and glorious heroism, we'll be dealing with someone who plays by their own rules, McCree, the cowboy. Thanks for watching to the end. I am but one channel amongst many, and I hope you learned a little about Zarya. If you enjoyed the video, you know what to do, like, sub, all that fluff. As I've played her, I'll also be happy to try and answer questions in the comments. Special thanks to all of those who've been supportive of my recent coverage. I'm glad to be helpful and contribute in my own little way. Toodles.